Hi, welcome to Dice Control Dojo. I'm Phil and I practice every day and share my tips so we can all get better at the casino. Today we're going to talk about coaching. I just got back from a fantastic coaching session with my coaches and I was very happy. The one problem and the caveat that I'm going to say right here and right now, for those of you who are new, the way I'm throwing here is years of adapting from my coaches and their knowledge of how I can throw better. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's a better way of throwing, but I'm going to evaluate it and talk about it for the next 6 months. And you're going to see at the beginning of my videos, it's a 180-day plan. And why do I do that? If you're going to go to a coach and get some tips on how to practice, how to throw differently, you really have to practice that and give it a good 6 months. All right. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you're changing a throw big time, if I just went there and they tweak something like, hey, I'm noticing your hands off a little bit. You might want to do this. You're not relaxing enough. You want to do that. That's okay. You can probably get back and practice that a little bit and get going. We're talking a major difference in my throw totally from what I'm used to throwing. And in order for me to change that, I'm going to need to work on that on a daily basis and make sure that it's the way I see a difference in my throw. And these guys are great and they really help me because one of my major problems I've always had for years and years and years is they notice the tension in my wrist, that I'm very tense. So when I'm gripping those dice, it's like I'm squeezing them to death. I'm not really, but the tension is in the wrist and it's not in the fingers, but it's still, they're trying to relieve that. And they've been working on me for years to try and see what I could do differently to relax this wrist a little bit so that my muscle memory, the stiffness won't barrier my throw. And I truly believe that the correction that they gave me makes it a little more successful for me in the future. But it's a whole change than what we were talking about. And like I said, a lot of you guys have different types of grips. You practice from different parts of the area. I'm just trying to go through my experience as a student and how I feel I have to change this and then what that looks like for my future of throwing. See if it's going to make a difference. And I really do believe it will. I think it already has a little bit. So what the difference is, and hopefully you can see this, is after a lot of evaluation in my stiffness, I used to bring these straight down like this, right? And this just does not relax because I have it in a C. I'm trying to relax my hand. I'm doing a lot of breathing and relaxing, but it just doesn't feel like I can relax that enough. Well, they just tweaked it just a little bit, meaning if I just change my angle so I'm not straight on like this, I'm not looking straight down. If I change my angle just a wee, like this bit, and say I relax my arm, all right, just take my hand, just relax. Where's my arm feel relaxed? Okay, right about here, my wrist is nice and relaxed. It doesn't look it, but it is. When I turn it and twist it and curl it like this, it really makes it a lot more firm. And I've been practicing this a million throws, right? So this is a big change for me in that I'm looking down a little bit, making sure my shoulders are still straight, but by twisting a little bit this way, my wrist feels totally relaxed than when I was going this way like this and coming straight down and curling in like this. This is so stiff that it was it was making it too tense for me to throw. So I curled it a little bit this way, just a tweak, right? Make sure my shoulders are straight. And then I presented my dice at a diagonal like this versus curled up like this. So I changed it a little bit like this. And so with my throw being more like this is totally feels relaxed now. So then I can throw the dice and they go off a little straight. So I worked on that for a little bit, but this is going to be my 180 plan. A lot of the coaches says, hey, don't change something that significant and then think you're just going to go to the casino with this little tweak. You got to practice it. So I'm going to take 6 months and I'm just going to relax and I'm just going to keep practicing this new throw to see how it affects my throw and see if it's beneficial or not. And I'm interested to see at the end of 180 days if I'm really working this, if I can really get it down so that my arm is nice and relaxed, and then the dice are coming off of my fingertips together the same way, right? And I can just relax that throw and see if I get more success. So I'm going to work on this. This is going to be my 180, first start of my 180 days, 6 months from now. So we're talking March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So by September, if I can correct this throw a little bit, I can go start seeing if it does me any good. I got to give it a try. This is a major change in my throw. So it's going to take a lot of deliberate, dedicated practice to make sure I work out the bugs on all this. Now, a lot of you may be saying, 6 months is ridiculous, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to try to go to a live casino and see how this is working on a live casino and practice, but my bets may be very little. I'm not going to do a dedicated a lot of money to this until I feel comfortable that I can get this down to a science. Now, for those who are newbies and they're trying to do what I do, I would highly recommend you don't change your grip or anything like I've talked to you. I have a coach that is working with me to make sure that my dice are being set off right. I'm following up with them, making sure that after I practice this, if it looks right or if I have to tweak it. So it's going to be a lot of tweaking, but I got to give some dedicated, deliberate practice on this. Just a couple things that causes the dice to go crazy like that. Not only did they ask me to switch that to relax that throw, but also it's a little bit different on the backswing, is more of a push than it is. So see, I already feel that these dice are coming out very nice, but I want to give it some time. I don't want to jump to conclusions. I want to practice this on a constant basis every day. And I will share a couple days a week. I'll share how I've been doing, my progress to it, see if it's working. I do not recommend you throw this the way I'm throwing it. I'd like, if you're newbies, go back to your nice circle, centered down looking, and keep throwing the basic ways, and then find a coach or a mentor to make adaptations to that once you feel comfortable with that throw. A lot of people throw this way and they don't change, and that's fine. I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to give it a pure 6 months of practice, see how I do, see if it makes any difference, and see if I can benefit a lot more from my coach's changes. So that's my goal. I'm going to give a 180-day plan. I'm going to practice, and I'm going to just share my videos on Tuesdays and Fridays so I can tell you some updates. If you want to talk about any kind of practice stuff that you do or things you'd like to see, just put it in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about them, see what we can do to make a video on a specific type of practicing. I'm going to still do my 1 hour practice that I'm dedicated to each day. I'm going to change it up a little bit to make sure that my throw is going the way I want it to, and share it with my craps crew, my mentors, and see if they look at that and see if they can notice anything different from my throw. So in conclusion, I'm going to be doing 2 videos a week from now on. I'm going to call this my 180-day plan instead of the 90 days to Vegas. And I'm going to be working hard to make sure that this new type of throw that I'm doing is successful before I take it to Vegas. So I hope you enjoyed our video. Tomorrow we'll go over my practice plan. Tomorrow, I'm already thinking I'm doing one every day. On my next video, we're going to talk about practice, what my practice game plan is, so that I can make sure that this dedicated practice gets off without a hitch, and I'm able to be successful with the new ones that my coaches are working with me on. So I hope to share that twice a week. I hope you enjoyed our video, and I hope you continue to subscribe and tell your friends about it. And as always, at the end of every video, there's only one betting strategy I talk about in all of my videos, and that's the one that causes you to throw for a long, long time.